Miss Aldridge. How are you? Oh, I'm good. So, I'm doing the Pardoner's Tale from the Canterbury Tales. Yeah, okay. So,
That he found on
then.
his own.
And this is my coach, Sarah.
Hi.
Okay. Ready, Miss A? Okay. Okay. Sorry. The Pardoner's Tale is from the classic Canterbury Tales, which is a storytelling contest between individuals on a religious journey. Chaucer uses these tales to present a critical portrait of society at the time, particularly of the church. In this one, 3 men hunt for a killer named Death. Instead, they believe they discovered treasure. Listen and be warned. The Pardoner's Tale by Geoffrey Chaucer. There once lived a company of young folk who devoted themselves to folly. They lived riotous lives and gambled. They visited taverns with harps, lutes, and guitars. They danced and threw the dice day and night. They ate and drank much more than they could handle too. Thus they served the devil. In those temples of the devil in cursed fashions and with abominable excesses, their curses were so violent that it was grisly to hear them swear. 3 rioters of which I tell had sat down in a tavern to drink long before the morning bell struck 9 o'clock. And as they sat, they heard a bell clang. The bell was ringing for a corpse that was being carried to his grave. Then one of them called to his servant, "Go and ask quickly his corpse as he is passing by here, and be sure you get his name right." "Sir, that isn't at all necessary. I was told 2 hours before you came that he was an old friend of yours. He was suddenly slain last night. There came a secret thief called Death. He has slain 1,000 with a plague, and master, before you come into his presence, I think it'd be wise to be warned by such an adversary. Always be ready to meet him. I'll say no more." Together the 3 plighted their words to live and die for each other as though they were all brothers. Then up they got, all drunk and in a rage. They went toward that village. They declared that Death should indeed die, if they can just catch him. They had gone nearly half a mile until they found fine gold coins. There was almost 8 bushels. No longer did they seek Death. Each of them was so gladdened by the sight because the treasure was so bright and fair. They sat down. "Brothers, listen to what I have to say. I am very smart, though I joke in party. Fortune has given us this treasure so we may live our lives in mirth and happiness. And as easily as it came to us, so we will spend it. Let us see where the shortest stick will fall, and he that draws the short stick shall run to town with all due speed. He shall bring us back bread and wine. The other 2 of us shall cunningly guard this treasure. We will all assent to this." Then one of them gathered sticks in his fist, and the shortest stick fell to the youngest of the 3. So at once he went to town, and as soon as he was gone, one of them spoke to the other. "You know very well that you are my sworn brother. Now I'll tell you something of profit. You see that our partner is gone. Here is the treasure in heaps that should be divided among us 3. But suppose I could fix it so that it would be divided among us 2? I don't know how that can be. He knows that the gold is with us 2. What shall we do?" "I'll tell you in a few words what we shall do to bring about it. You know that there are 2 of us. 2 shall be stronger than 1. After you have sat down, get up and act as though you wanted to wrestle with him. And while you're struggling with him, I shall run him clean through the side. Then all of his gold shall be divided between you and me. We will both fulfill our desires and play at dice whenever we want." Thus they agreed to murder the 3rd. The youngest on his way to town thought, "If only I could have all this treasure to myself. then there would be no man under the throne of God who shall live as merrily as I. The fiend put into his mind that he should buy poison to slay his partners. You see, the man had such bad desires that the fiend was allowed to tempt it. On he went into town to a druggist. He asked the druggist to sell him some poison. He said that there was a ferret-like animal in his yard who had slain his chickens. He wanted revenge. The druggist answered, "May God save my soul. I'll give you such a thing. In all this world, no creature can eat or drink of this mixture without dying at once. Even if just the size the grain of wheat is taken, it will work. Nice. Yes, he who shall take it shall die in less than the time it takes to walk a mile. This poison is that strong and violent." The cursed young man took the box of poison in his hand. He planned to work all night carrying the treasure out of that place. And when this rioter had filled 3 big bottles, he returned to his friends. Why make a sermon of it? Just as they planned his death before, the other 2 quickly murdered the youngest. And when this was done, one of them said, "Now let us sit and drink and make merry. Afterwards we will bury his body." With that, he happened to pick up a bottle with poison in it. He drank, as did his partner. Thereupon they both died. Now, good people, forgive your trespasses and guard yourselves from avarice. My holy pardon may cure you all, if you offer gold coins. Bow your heads before. It is an honor to everyone here. It's an honor for everyone here to have a partner as you ride through this country. Accidents may happen. Perhaps one of you may fall off of his horse and break his neck in 2. See what a blessing it is that I have fallen into your company? I can absolve you when your soul passes from the body. So, if you have any critiques, it'd be an honor to get some.